Hi, everybody. New skill of the week. We talked about organization back in the beginning of the school year, but I wanted to touch on it again, both organizing materials and physical space. Because it's a new quarter, you have new classes because it's a new semester. So I think it's just like a fresh start. So it's a good time to kind of check in halfway through the year. I know a lot of classes spend at the beginning of the year, spend time focusing on organizing your materials. But it's important to kind of check in every now and again to see that you're still upholding kind of the organization that was set out for you. So we talk about physical space, so your learning environment. I know this is difficult to maybe have control over right now, but to the best of your ability, like if these options are available to you, it's important that you have enough space, physical space for you to have your materials in front of you so that you're not cramped and trying to write. And you need your computer and everything available. So enough physical space, somewhere that the distractions are limited. Okay. You're away from people and TV, if that's something you identified as something that's helpful to you, that it's comfortable. You don't want to be somewhere that you're not comfortable, but not too comfortable, right? Like laying in the bed is probably not the best idea. That's too comfortable, can make you kind of groggy, sleepy. It's free of clutter. So trying to make sure that things are nicely organized in just appearance and that loose papers are thrown away or your pens and pencils are put together. And if you use any visual prompts or aids that we've talked about over the course of the year, that those are there available to you as well, that you have them posted somewhere. So look around your learning environment. What do you notice? So based on the things that we just discussed, describe what you observe of your learning environment. So what do you notice about your learning environment in terms of these things here? Do you have enough space? What are the distractions, the comfort, the clutter, visual prompts or aids? Okay, physical materials also really important. So certain notebooks for certain classes, right? Always, always, always need to have separate notebooks for separate classes. Helps organize the material all in one place, obviously. Your math binder, it's still organized into sections. You're still using that for note taking. Labels or color coding. So if you have certain notebooks, do you have the class name on it? Or do you use certain colors for certain things? Pens, pencils, highlighters, all easily accessible to you. Highlighters are a great tool. I recommend you get some even at the dollar store if you don't have any. So look at your physical materials. What do you notice? Describe what materials you have, how they are organized. Based on this, do you have certain notebooks, the binders? Are they labeled or color coded? What about your pens, pencils, etc.? Tech materials. This is a big one. Google Drive. You should have folders. You can color code those folders and make sure that you're properly naming the documents and getting rid of old documents. Like you don't need something from freshman year in there if you're a senior. It's also actually better for the environment, if you didn't know that, surprisingly, because the amount of space that you're using in your Google Drive takes energy to keep that in the cloud. It has to be powered somehow. So if there's less energy required to keep all of these documents available. So try to clean that out every once in a while. It's a little known fact about kind of how the cloud works because they have to be held somewhere. It takes energy to do that. So make sure that you delete the things that you don't need. Folders, color coding. So take a look at your Google Drive. What do you notice? Do you have copy of, copy of, copy of? Is it just like a whole hodgepodge? I know a lot of people just use like, oh, the recent documents, but that's not really a form of organization because you might need something that you brought up 2 weeks ago to reference, and then it can be hard to find. So folders are helpful. Naming things properly, very helpful. So why am I asking you to do this? Well, organization is really an essential part of the learning process. To be able to learn, you have to be organized. It's like a foundation. right? You have to know where your things are. You have to be able to access them easily. Disorder with materials and space can lead to disorder in your mental organization. Well, I don't know where I put that. Now I can't find that. I can't remember where to look. I don't remember what the assignment is or where to find it. It can help increase your productivity. Like, it can save time. It's a time management thing. You're spending less time throwing things around, trying to look through things to find them. Or you are also trying to just remember. Oh, wait, I can just go to my notebook. So having the materials available to you is better for your productivity overall. And it is an important skill in and out of school. Organization is a life skill. You will get bills. You will get things that you're responsible for. What will you do with them? You're just going to keep them like wherever? You're going to have to try to keep some sort of tracking system to make sure that all of your bills are in one place. You know what ones you've paid, which ones you haven't, all of that kind of stuff. So it is a life skill, organization. Nobody wants to go over to somebody's house that's a total mess. So organize yourself. So for this week's skill of the week in action, I'm asking you, just based on your observations, what do you think your need is? Do you have a need for your learning environment? Do you need to focus on your physical materials, or do you need to focus on your Google Drive? You're going to select one of the areas: learning environment, physical materials, or your Google Drive. You're going to follow and complete the associated checklist, and then just upload a photo or screenshot of evidence. Oh, I realized I didn't link the other two. I have the learning environment checklist here that links to this document. I have the Google Drive checklist here. I'll put that in the document, and the physical space, or physical materials, checklist. So you're just going to, kind of do your own needs assessment based on what you observed, and then try to, reset for the new semester.